Hi everyone, I'm Guilherme Rito, and today I'm going to show you the latest updates for CSS Pro. So now on 3.6, you can edit media queries in a visual editor. Let's try it by editing this element. As you can see, now we have these two new things in the visual editor called media and state or pseudo. Let's start with media. Now you can choose which media query you want to edit with the visual editor. It starts with the option Auto, which automatically selects the last currently matched media query based on your current browser window size. So if you resize your browser, that value is going to change. Let me show you this. We open the responsive mode, and then as you can see, the auto here is currently none, but if you resize the browser window until a media query is matched, it's going to automatically change that media query and also update all the values in a visual editor for that media query. And if you keep resizing it, 1280 pixels and so on. Now let's back it here, and you can select any media query from this element or suggested media queries, which are mobile first and then desktop first, and also media queries from this website that this element is not using. When you select a media query, the values are updated. So for example, on this media query, the font size is 3.5 EM, but if we select the media query 1024, the value changed to 3 EM, because as you can see in the code, these are the different values for different media queries. You can also create any media query. So for example, let's edit to 999 pixels, and that's a new media query. If we rotate it and go to code, the media query was created. So you can create any media query or simply select the ones that already exist. Let's reset our changes. I'd like to say thanks to Julian, Amir, and Jem for the feedback. Now the second new thing is that you can edit state or pseudo selector styles in a visual editor. So for example, hover, active, focus, or literally any pseudo selector that you want to edit in a visual editor. It's now possible. Let's edit the hover one. So I want to rotate this element when the user hover over it. So for example, we choose hover and then we rotate it, let's say -7 degrees. And now when you see the code, you're gonna see that it created this hover styles. And when the user hover the elements, it's rotated. Now, what if I want to edit the hover styles via the code editor, but I can't see what I'm editing? For example, I'm editing its background and nothing is changing. That's because you have to hover over the element to see the styles. So to fix this, we've added this preview styles button, which is the eye icon, and when you click it, it force toggle the pseudo styles so that you can edit without having to actually hover over the element. And you can do that for any pseudo classes that require user interactions. Same as with the visual editor, but the visual editor works when you select the state or pseudo here. So when you change this, it's gonna automatically toggle it so that you can see what you're editing in real time. For that, I would like to say thanks to Tim, Amir, Peter, and Mateus for the feedback. We made a big improvement in this update is that on previous versions, when you copied elements that were edited, it would copy the code with lots of important because CSS selectors are very complex. We've fixed that, so now when you copy edited elements, it copies a much cleaner code. So for example, this is the code for that element. It has no important and it's clean. And I want to say thanks to Clint for the feedback. CSS Pro now also works better with right to left websites. So it previously would break the interface, but now it renders correctly. And this is thanks to Arif. We've also made improvements in the CSS inspection algorithm so that the code that you get is more reliable. And we fixed 26 bugs thanks to Amir, Ryan, and Peter. That's it. Thank you very much and see you on the next update.